Hey everyone, Dustin here from Dustin's Travels, and are you looking for a private guide for your Yellowstone trip? Today let's talk about whether you really need it or not. Alright, what's going on everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. So, when we were going to Yellowstone, we were like, hey, should we get a private guide to drive us around? Who knows where the animals
Travel
are?
stories. Go where the stories are.
That's a hint as to what's coming. Do we need a private guide to show us around and drive us around and say, hey, here's where the animals are, and here, go look at this and go see this and things like that? We were looking into that, but then instead I found this app. It's called Travel Stories, and there's it's called the GaperGuide for Yellowstone. And we decided to download it. It was like $30. You get it for a year. And we downloaded it, and it was incredible. It was like we had a guide in our car telling us where the turnoffs were, cool things to see, history of the park, when this fire was, because you would see like some burned trees, and when this fire was and how the trees grew back. It was like having our own nature guide in the car with us. Absolutely amazing.
Area for fly fishing only, which is what you'll see the majority of the fisher folks doing here in Yellowstone anyway. All anglers 16 or older must have a Yellowstone National Park fishing permit and use only barbless hooks. Anyone 15 and under can either fish without a permit under the direct supervision.
Now, the way it worked was, so again, you purchase it. It was like $30 for the year. You download the app. Make sure the app's downloaded to your phone, but download the guide. So after you purchase it, you'll be able to download the guides to your phone. And you want to do that to your phone because you don't have cell connection when you're in Yellowstone. When you're driving around, there's not going to be any cell connection, so you want it on your phone. And what this app does, it links to your GPS, and it knows where you are in the park, and it will tell you, hey, coming up around this curve, there's a beautiful picnic area right by the river. Oh, hey, don't miss this turnoff here. You're going to see the White Cone Geyser. It goes off about every 12 to 24 minutes. It would be so precise, like we're literally someone in the car with us driving, and it was so precise in terms of the GPS, so good with the knowledge, added a little bit of humor in there too, and it was absolutely perfect. We just would drive around, we'd turn the guide on, and we would just listen to what he would tell us about things and where to go and what to see, and we'd just drive around, and it was absolutely magnificent and perfect. So I really, really highly recommend you guys get that guide. I don't think you need a personal private guide. Now, we did see some people with some private tours driving around. The thing is, they're not going to know where the animals are more than like anybody else. The best way to really see animals is as you're driving around, you just see cars pulled over, and that's the best way to see animals. And you just stop and look at what they're looking at, and you ask them, and they say, oh, we see a bear or an elk or a bison or whatever. And then you just kind of look at it with them. So that's kind of the best way to see it anyway. So I highly recommend you do that. Now you can, again, there's different companies that do private tours. Some of them do group tours. We saw the cars driving around. I mean, the food they had wasn't that great. You're not in control of where you want to stop as much because they're the ones driving and they're maybe with a group and they're trying to get from point A to point B. So there may be a bear on the side of the road. I imagine they would stop, but maybe they won't. They'll keep going. Also, their van tends to be a little bit bigger, so it's harder for them to pull off. Whereas with this GaperGuide, you are in full control. You can even turn off the guide if he's annoying you or bothering you or talking too much. You can turn him off, turn it back on. But you're in control of where you want to go, what you want to see, how much time you want to spend there. And I think it's really, really a great experience. Really, really awesome. Also, the guide knows if you're traveling east or west. So I was kind of trying to figure out if he would know that. He did know if I'm going east or west, so he knows like the turnoff coming up here versus the turning off coming up the other way. So again, highly recommend it. I'll put a link down below to the app, and I think it's going to really enhance your experience. And I think you can take that rather than getting a real actual private tour guide, which is going to cost way, way, way more money, thousands of dollars probably to do that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Also subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram at Dustin's Travels. Talk to you soon.